Are you tired of living in shoulder pain? Check this video.
Hi everyone, I'm Tim and I'm going to show y'all a little bit about the pectoralis major muscle. We're going to show the origin of the insertions and what it does, and here we go. So this is Steve. He's been a pure sport for me because I've had to drill a bunch of things into him, but so here's what we got. So the insertion to this muscle, so remember insertion pulls towards the origin. So you'll have two different origins on the pectoralis major. You'll have the origin that connects to the sternum, and then you'll have the origin that connects to the clavicle. So what the clavicle one does, the muscle runs through here, remember, and comes to here. So its job actually is going to help in flexing this, or this, the humerus. So the other one's job is to internally rotate the shoulder. So if you'll see him, you can kind of see how the muscles get shortened, gets lengthened. Usually this one doesn't tear as much unless you're usually a bodybuilder or something. His pec's about to tear right here, but we'll talk about that later. If it tears and hits my camera lady, then, well, I don't know what to say. But yeah, just like this, you can shortens, extension. Now I will say, it's not this specific muscle, but it is the deltoid. You see these little red ones right here. If you're doing pectoralis flexes, like flies, try to actually turn your thumb on the inside like this, because that's going to target the pec better. Because if you're doing it like this, a lot of time your deltoid tries to take over, and that causes a lot of shoulder issues. So just like I said, and then as far as massage, this muscle, what tends to happen, if you look at the humerus right here, the humerus is usually sliding into here a little bit better. His is a little broken, but its job, so what will happen is this is going to slide deeper into the shoulder. So what happens is you're going to have this, when this gets too tight, it's going to internally pull your shoulder in. And when that'll get stuck that way. And think you have other muscles that are doing this too. So when all that's getting pulled in internally, that's going to cause the back muscles to actually get lengthened too much. That's why you shouldn't do this stretch right here, where you're bringing your arm across your body and pulling. You shouldn't do that too much, because a lot of people tend to be over lengthened back here anyways. So it's better to actually go do chest openers. So what he can do is grabbing like a resistance band and pulling and looking. Notice how he looks at the thing while he does it. If you're not looking at it, your brain might stop you right when it feels tight. So you'll go, oh, that's why it's trying to protect you. But if you see it, you'll notice it's easier, and he can get further, and kind of the band will strengthen the back and open your shoulders up a lot better, causing your posture to get a lot better and you to feel better. So now the other thing I'll mention is when I'm doing a massage on somebody, because as a massage therapist, I always try to work on the pecs, and sometimes if they're comfortable, it's even important to work along the sternum. Now this isn't something that feels really good, but I have on certain people actually reached in, as long as I had permission, and worked this area out. A lot of people have asthma, breathing problems, because that's another thing the pec does, helps in inspiration. And so when you open all that up, you're gonna breathe a lot better. So some ways to do this, I like to come across with my forearm right into there. See, with my arm facing this direction, it's less likely my hand can get in any tricky places. So if you're following my logic. So you're going to hold here and then press and then lengthen this. You can have them actually internally rotate at the same time, or have them push down into your hand while you're doing that, and that's going to help open the shoulder a lot better. The other thing a lot of therapists sometimes miss, and I want to show you, if y'all see that deep red one and deep in here, this one. So what that is, it's not connected in the right place right now. Like I said, his here, I'll even show you over here. It's connected in the right place here. But it connects to there's a bone right here called your coracoid process, right deep in here, and it's called your pec minor. Now, major internally rotates your shoulder. Minor brings it down like this. So a lot of times when they're tight, it's actually, or when their clavicle is actually pulling down more, yeah, it can get pulled down a little bit with the pec major as well, but it also does it with the pec minor. So you want to hit both of these muscles to open up the shoulder and make it feel better. So when you're actually down here, I like to bring their arm here, come under, and press into that pec minor. And then, so he feels it. So you're like, ah! That's usually the reaction you're actually going to get. Okay, the other way you can do is come under here and do it like this. Just try not to whack them in the head and then open them up like that. And then I try to push all the tension away from the origin when I'm working on a person. And there's other ways. You can use your thumbs if you want, or your palm if it's too much on the shoulder. But anytime you work on the pecs, make sure you get permission from the client, because what I may say pecs to him and he may think pec means this whole thing, or I may say pecs and he thinks it may mean right here and that's it. So when I, as a therapist, talk to a client, a new one, I'll say, hey, I don't say hey, I say, would you like your pectoral muscles worked on? This stuff helps in the flexion of your shoulders, helps them extend backwards, which opens the shoulders up, and I will show them where that means. I even say a lot of times, this does not mean breast massage. This means up here, working all of this, So, and if you are a therapist and you've had some experience working on the pecs and how much it can help, please comment in this video, and so that everyone can see. If you're a client who've had the same experience and how it's helped you, make sure to leave a comment as well. Like I said, the main reason we work on this is because you really want to open the shoulders, and so they can breathe better, so they feel better on their back. Their muscles aren't pulling on them as hard, and they'll be feeling a lot better. So I thank you so much for watching this video. If you liked it, please hit like and subscribe and follow us on all of our social media channels. Y'all have a great day, and we'll see you next time.